Dun, 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 dun. And we are live. What's up, guys? This is the second episode in the Q&A, this random show that I'm doing. So like always, if you guys have a question, hit me up in the chat box. I do have some topics I do want to talk about. Let me just first set up this tech over here. Make sure you guys are hearing me okay. All right, we are good. Okay. Sound is good. Audio is good. I hear you guys. We are good. And the questions are rolling in. All right. They're coming in like a tsunami. First question is from Greg Ochieta. Hey, Amir, I'm wondering what's your take on co-found it? Oh, that is a token that wants to invest in startups and incubate them. If they are doing it like blockchain capital, then it's just a simple security. The token itself is nothing special. It's just another way of getting liquidity for investors. So it's pretty straightforward. But the issue with the token, though, in that aspect is depending on you as an investor. How do you do your taxes? What jurisdiction you're in? Are you paying capital gains tax? Is that considered currency? So there's a lot of different variables. I think we're still very early for a token representing as an investment into another vehicle. So from fiat to a token, that token represents fiat into other startups which are legalized in that jurisdiction. So I think we're a couple of years away from something like that. But I think there's going to be some validity of that sort of nature within the future, but more or less in crypto equity as opposed to just tokenization. Thoughts on Cardano? I haven't spoken with them yet, so that's in the pipe works. I don't know when that's happening. I'm off to DevCon for about 2 weeks in Mexico, so I'm offline, guys. So maybe when I come back, I'll try to set up a meeting with them. So we'll see. Or maybe they're down there. I have no idea. Okay. Dorian Sanders, what price of Bitcoin? Wait, will the price of Bitcoin drop over the next week until it will rise again before the Listen, I'm not giving out financial advice. If we look at history, it dropped during Bitcoin Cash. It drops anytime there's some, let's say, influential individual talking about it that views it as a bad light. Remember, there's technology and there's human emotions. There's human psychology. There's a 25 cognitive biases. Technology itself is innate. So human beings can manipulate other human beings to do whatever they want. So will the price drop? Maybe. I don't know. I'm a firm believer in diversifying and hedging your odds. So if you want to invest a little bit now, so that's pre, then invest a little bit post and do whatever you want to do. But don't ever take advice or opinion from one person you think that's the golden rule. Windowfly, is Ethereum highly likely to outperform and be more popular than Bitcoin? That's like, it's hard to decide, considering it's like comparing a banana to an orange. They're two different things, completely different things. So, I don't know. I can't compare those two together. They're complete different technologies. Dorian Sanders again. What do you think about? I have no idea what that is. Sorry, I don't know. I don't. Hey guys, stop asking me questions about like these like random coins. I don't study random coins. I'm not a trader. I don't care about all these different alt random coins. I care about maybe 4 or 5 that actually make a difference and have a solid team and solid tech behind them. Top 3 ICOs for the 4th quarter. I'm not a trader, man. I keep on telling you guys that. I don't trade crypto. I'm always bullish on Bitcoin, Ether, Monero, Zcash. Civic is a decent token. Let's see what else. Filecoin's a good one, but that's closed off for people. Polkadot's going to be really good. What else? Litecoin. I don't know. I'm bullish on decentralized cryptos as opposed to tokens. Here's a non-related crypto question from Crypto Stein. How old are you and why did you get kicked out? I'm 32. I just turned this year. I was Oh, why did I get kicked out? Because I never went to school. It was boring. I was a troublemaker, and it was really boring. That's it. And I decided to have fun and became an entrepreneur at the age of 15 and hustled for about 10 years and lived a really interesting life. I'll tell you guys another time about my interesting different lives, from being shot at to stabbed at to you name it. A bunch of crazy, crazy stories when I was younger. How did I get into crypto? Toronto. This is from Martin. Question: how did I get in crypto? I'm in Toronto, big crypto community. Know a bunch of Bitcoin guys here. My business partner is a father of Vitalik, so that's how I know. Windowfly, Amir, do you have any experience with Jax and its transfer fees? So transferring from Jax to Quadriga, and I know Jax, I know the founder, and I can't comment on their fees. I have no idea. I don't use any physical mobile wallets. Where the fuck are my keys when you need them? I just use hard wallets all the time, so I can't help you guys out. Vinya asked question: is there any book to get complete knowledge about cryptocurrency? The space moves so fast. The best advice to you is go to Blockgeeks. That's what we do. We educate developers. We educate the public. We have the best guides in the world. We got 3 million visitors on our website on a month-to-month basis. We have about 8,000 students, actual technical students we're training. So that's the best resource. Amir, what do you think about Vertcoin? I think nothing of it. I can't make opinion. I haven't studied it. And truth be told, I will not study it. Yes, Blockgeeks, with an S at the end. Thank you, Wolf. I appreciate your comment. Hey, Amir, have you heard of Alent ICO? Well, no, I haven't heard of them. I know Proppy for the blockchain and real estate. I think blockchain and real estate have a lot of synergy, but I think it's really early because, you can have code as law aspect. You can have all these smart contracts where you have a title of a house go to a new owner, but if that local jurisdiction doesn't view that as law and actually update their own personal city hall records, then that transfer that just occurred on the smart contract means bupkis, means nothing whatsoever. So the local jurisdiction that you're doing business in actually has to view that smart contract as law and to actually write down that process, write down that transaction that happened on the blockchain in their own personal city hall records. That's the only way that's going to work. Kamal asked, what do you think of paper wallets? I love them. There's a big guide on Blockgeeks for that. Go to guides and type in how to protect your cryptocurrency and paper wallet guide. It'll show you step by step. I love them. It's simple, fast, pretty safe. Crazy people saying Ether will go to 1,000. I don't stop wishing for these Lambos and $1,000 coins, man. Like, come on. Which is the best exchange for buying altcoins? Kraken is pretty good. We use them. CoinSquare here in Toronto is really good. Thoughts on Jeff Garzik? I don't know the individual. So this is from Ovo Mount. I don't know the individual. Listen, guys, I can never ever make an opinionated comment about something, whether that is a company or a person, unless I have actually spoken with that company or people. It's not fair. Like, that's another thing. When people make opinions about other people or other projects without actually taking their time to talk to the owners or founders or study what they're speaking about, that person just lying to you. So how can you make a judgmental, opinionated call on something if you know nothing about it? So for me, I just tell people I don't know anything, so I can't make an opinionated call. Will I buy a Lambo? No, I don't own any Neo. And no, I don't give a fuck about a Lambo. And in fact, I don't even have a car. I don't like cars. Can't wait till self-driving cars are here so I don't have to drive. I just jump in a car. I use Uber everywhere I go. So question from, I don't know, EMCKJO. You get inspiration from Warren Buffett. How do you react to him calling a bubble? Hey, I'm a firm believer in cognitive biases. And we're here in the cryptoverse and we believe it's not a bubble. And I love to get opinions triangulated from people who are outside of the space. So if he thinks it's a bubble, I think that gives a lot of warranted evidence for us to actually look at what's happening in the space. And what happens in bubbles, there's great opportunities to gain and there's great opportunities to lose. So I'm a firm believer in hedging what you have and thinking long-term as opposed to short-term. So there's always going to be corrections in any single market. Crypto is nothing special. Well, you call them dinosaurs, but I beg to differ. Hmm. Do I think Neo is an okay coin? I don't know. I haven't studied Neo. I haven't studied it. Guys, to study a coin, you need about 20 to 40 hours to read the white paper to understand it. I'm not kidding you, 20 to 40 hours. You need to then talk to the founding team. It's a long, long process, my friends. What kind of JavaScript do I need to learn? To learn what? Solidity? Basic JavaScript can get you started. At least it's coding smart contracts with the EVM is not that complicated. What are some of my hobbies outside of work? MMA. What else? Play a little bit piano. Dancing with my fiance. Psychedelics. Healing medicines. Going to my cottage. Outdoors. I lived in BC, British Columbia, for 3 years. So I spent every single weekend hiking in the Rocky Mountains, canoeing, kayaking. So I love the outdoors and I love martial arts. Do you believe in aliens? Yes, I do believe in extraterrestrial life. Thoughts on gambling-oriented coins? I think gambling and gaming are the perfect fit for tokens because they've been doing it already. It's nothing new. BJJ, yeah, done some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. My background is more or less boxing and Greco-Roman wrestling, and I did 16 years of Shotokan karate. What part of BC I was from? Kelowna. I was in Kelowna, sunny Kelowna. And then I spent some time in Vanny, but I like Kelowna a little bit better. Klaus, do you train BJJ? No, I don't train it. I just partake in it here and there with a couple of friends, but I don't actively go out to pursue belts. I don't pursue any belts in any martial arts at the moment. I did Krav Maga for a year last year for fun. Usually I like to do sprints, train a little bit for 6 months just to get the foundations of it. Do I ever feel unmotivated? Yeah, we're human beings. And you feel depressed. I feel unmotivated. I feel lousy all the time. Like that's part of the human nature. Magic mushrooms or LSD? A little bit of both. And talking about that, for me, I think microdosing shroom, psilocybin has been one of the most impactful things I've added to my life. And then also MDMA, doing that maybe like every 2-3 months or every quarter, really shedding the layers of that masks that we wear, especially, for me, I'm a very alpha male. So I want to shed the layers off of me and really get down emotionally. Thoughts on Jack Cruz? I know him well. Mention my name, so I do know him. He's a very interesting character. Bitcoin Cash and upcoming Bitcoin Gold, which is best to invest? I'm not going to answer that. Thoughts on Ethereum? Ethereum is good. It's building technologies. They're doing a good job. Do I think it's safe to keep money on Bittrex or exchanges? I don't keep a penny on any exchange. So I keep everything on a hard wallet. I'm a long-term investor, guys. I don't trade. I don't do arbitrage. I don't speculate. I just sit on stuff, like long-term holding positions. I tried Iboga. So this is from Adam M. I've tried Iboga. I've done micro dosing of Iboga. I haven't done full dose yet. That is coming up. I don't know when. but I've done micro, and I really, really want to do a full journey with a full dose on Iboga. And I've heard so many beneficial things on that process. Thanks, Bill. I appreciate the comment. Been to Peru. I haven't been to Peru. I've done DMT. I haven't done ayahuasca yet, full ayahuasca. So I need to do Iboga, full ayahuasca. I've done DMT with the vape over here, but that's like 15 minutes. You're gone. You come back. It's hard to remember what happens. But yeah, I definitely want to go to Peru and maybe some time to go to Africa for Iboga. What are the best enhancing supplements like modafinil? From Dorian. For me, it's omegas, fish oil for me, and some nootropics like Nupept and paracetam usually works for me, but I don't really take them that much. And modafinil, a lot of people have had benefits. I've tried it, but it doesn't work well with me. Just I feel fucking weird on it. Come to Ecuador. All right, I'm down for Ecuador. Do I believe cash will disappear before 2025? No. Do I believe governments will have a crypto fiat? Yes. What is more revolutionary, Bitcoin or blockchain? Well, you can't really separate them. They're one and the same. That's the problem people are trying to do. They're trying to separate that. Is multiple Bitcoin hard forks good for Bitcoin's future? Pranshu, sorry. Yes and no. It will drop the price, obviously, because they're going to have brand dilution because people get confused by different names like Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin 2X, etc. The network will be attacked a lot from different mining facilities and hashing power. But at the end of the day, that will increase the resilience of the legacy chain for Bitcoin or SegWit chain, whatever you want to call it. And I think in the long run, that you will see that the original Bitcoin will outperform everybody. It is the longest chain. It's the most resilient. And so in the short term, it will harm it, but in the long term, it'll increase value. Best beginner book to learn about blockchain tech. Blockgeeks. Forget the books. Just go to Blockgeeks. Golem, if you missed my last random Q&A, I talked about Golem for about 10 minutes, so check that out. What about Bitcoin energy consumption? What about the bank consumption of energy and the financial institution? It's funny when people talk about Bitcoin consumption. I'm like, how much does a bank take? And all the banks combined in the Federal Reserve System and minting of the money. Why are ICO so hot? Two simple reasons. Greed and more greed. There you go. Yo, dude, are you from Banja Luka? No, but my parents are from Yugoslavia, but I'm born in Toronto. Thoughts on electronium? I don't know. I'm not going to study it. I don't care about it. What do you think about OMSI Go? I think they're good. They're going to be the first ones to roll out Plasma. They have a solid team, solid application. So I wish them the best. What did I say for beginners? Blockgeeks. BLOCK geeks.com. Blockgeeks. Questions are coming in fast. I don't have time to read them. Why do I sound always annoyed? I don't know. I'm not really annoyed. From Wolfgang, speaking of space, do you think SpaceX successfully reusable rockets for launching satellites at low cost can form hardware parts that build a foundation, contribute fast? I'm not too sure. Average hours of sleep per night for me? Oh, I love my sleep. I go to sleep at 10 o'clock and wake up at 5. But I also have a sleep habit. Blue light blockers, Magnesium at nighttime, cold room, no electronics about an hour and a half before bed. Then I wake up, I have artificial light. So I have this like infrared light and a blue light that shines light if it's kind of cloudy outside. Eat a big ass breakfast right away. So I do have a routine for proper sleep. If I don't get good sleep, I can't function properly. Should I learn blockchain coding from John? I don't know. Should you? Sure. If you like it, do it. We need more of them. Come to Blockgeeks. We'll teach you. You got kids? Want kids? Yeah, we're having kids next year. I'm actually getting married next year. I'll be in Croatia, getting married in August, then honeymoon in Amalfi Coast, and then having kids. Well, that's the plan. We'll see. How do I really ingrain in your head not to give a fuck? It's simple. Like I always give this exercise to people. Remember, guys, we are these flesh creatures on the skeleton spinning around thousands of kilometers on this rock that's going around the universe. Like when you think about it, does it really matter what you do? And do you really care what people think about you? Fuck no. At the end, it doesn't matter at all. The Buddhists have a saying, like a cloud, so do all clouds pass where the wind happens. So if you think that cloud will stay there, it's not. It's going to pass. People are going to forget about the cloud. So just do you. Chain link interview. Sure. Set it up. Send us a CC in an email. Thoughts on Exodus? I briefly played with it. The UX is not bad. I think they're multi-currency right now. I'm not too sure. Am I Muslim? No, I don't practice any religion. I consider myself an agnostic spiritualist. Is there diversification? Oh, what the fuck is it from Pizza Man? What is it? Pizza Prime? Is diversification really possible in the crypto space? No, not yet. That is. What's my belief? I don't have a belief. I'm a agnostic spiritualist. I just take different beliefs whenever I need them and I use them. You know, the Vedics have a saying: if you define me, if you label me, how does it go? If you label me, you negate me. It's one of my favorite sayings from the Vedics. And one of my other favorite poems comes from Rumi, Human Breathing, it's called, Human Breath. I have no label. I have no definition. You can't define me. You can't put a label. And my belief system is not a belief system. It's open to all interpretations. What's my thoughts on Roger Ver? Never met the guy. He's done a lot for the space. He's promoted cryptocurrency for years. So I don't know. Seems like a good guy. I can't really comment on him until I meet him and sit down with him and have dinner. Best three books you would recommend? Oh, it depends though. Like anything by Joseph Campbell for mythology and spirituality. Uh, that's a good one. Something else. I don't know. I always go back to Joseph Campbell. I reread those books all the time. Young, anything by Young. Uh, Philosophy for Arthur Schopenhauer. These are like, I don't know. It depends. Like if you want to study philosophy, those are some good books. Uh, from Bihrang Bijo. Sorry if I mispronounce your names, guys. Do you see the future of Bitcoin as a store of value like gold? Me personally, I do. I see it as store of value. I don't see it as currency. Good time to hold or invest in BTC and ETC during forks? I can't comment on that. I'm not a financial investor. Do I hold any precious metal? Yes, gold and silver physically. Bertrand Russell? Yes, totally. Awesome. And also, oh shit, what's the name? Alan Watts. Did I watch Breaking Bad? I think has to be like my favorite show of all time. Breaking Bad was just too good. Is quantum computing really threat? Temporarily, yes, but they can actually change the elliptical curve signature in Bitcoin and Ethereum to make it quantum proof. So there are scenarios and algorithms and consensus changes to actually counteract quantum computing. But we have bigger problems to worry about once that happens than if crypto's going to be broken or not. All security models in the world is going to be broken. Thoughts on the book Money Masters, the game? That's by Tony Robbins. Good book. I read it. But if you want to go to the source for that, Ray Dalio, Principles, top money manager in the world. Do you dollar cost average into Bitcoin? I dollar cost average into everything. I think it's the best and simplest thing for most average people, and even like veteran seasoned investors. What's their thoughts on Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the soccer player, football player? Good player. I don't watch too much football or sports in general, but when I do, and what do I know of him? Yeah, he's a great player. If Nakamoto chose to sell his Bitcoin, he could flood the market and costs. Yeah, the market could crash a little bit, but I don't think so. Bitcoin would disappear. I think the brand penetration and reputation and how long it's been here, how many people use it, how many actually people view it as a story. Remember, human beings are storytellers. That's the number one invention if you read the book Homo Sapiens. So if it's in our mythos, that Bitcoin is a store of value, mentally speaking, it's very difficult to erase that story from a human mind. Look at religion. Religion's been here for thousands of years. It's just literally figments of imagination written down on a piece of paper that people listen to and actually obey it. Like, Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl, is a fucking amazing book. Funny you bring that up. I was just finishing. I actually reread that book almost every single quarter. Where is it? 1 second. I listened to an Audible, but just this morning. What is the best branding, marketing book or website you would recommend? Branding, marketing? Inbound.org is a good website. It's an allocation of everything. Do you recommend traveling while young? Yeah, traveling is good, regardless of the age you are. We're nomadic creatures. The reason why we conquer the world is because we're nomads. Traveling is amazing for the human mind, the spirit, the psyche. Like, I highly recommend travel as much as you can. Which altcoins do you hold? Nothing. I don't hold. I'm not going to answer that. Any books you like about parenting? I haven't read any books on parenting yet, to tell you the truth. Do you watch Game of Thrones? No. I don't watch any series right now. Wait. Ozarks. I'm waiting for season 2 for Ozarks, that money laundering series. How would you fix the volatility of Bitcoin so it's more usable as a payment? I don't think so. It's going to become a form of payment, to tell you the truth. So I see it as a store of value. I watched Mr. Robot. It's interesting, but it hasn't got me addicted to it like Breaking Bad or Ozark. The best startup? What's the question? The best startup to start today? First, solve a problem. That's how you figure out a startup. You don't just make believe a startup or assume you're doing something that people want. Find an exact problem that people have and solve it. That's your startup. How many calories? I don't count calories. I have no idea. What debit card do I use and where you're from? Oh yeah, I'm going to tell you that right away. Black Mirror, yeah. Funny enough, China might be starting to do something similar to that as well. Assumptions is the mother of all fuck-ups. One of the best sayings of all time. What do I think about EOS? It's almost the same code as BitShares, and they have delegated proof of stake, which has centralized voting rights for nodes, which you could find out. So there are some flaws, but my entrepreneurial side tells me, let's go out there, let's experiment, let's fail, and see what we can create. Do I listen to Eric Prida? Yes. One of my favorite tracks of his is Every Day. I've been going to fucking rave since I was fucking 15. What is my title? Blockgeeks. I'm the founder and CEO. Do I listen to any podcast? Yeah. Tim Ferriss for our Work Week podcast is really good. Sam Harris. Who else? Stopped listening for a while, but those two I keep on coming back to. The 4 Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss, Sam Harris, and Dan Carlin. History shit. What's it called? One second. Dan Carlin podcast. His Genghis Khan series is crazy. Hardcore history. That's it. You like Tupac? I love rap. Grew up a rap. Tupac, Vinnie Paz, Biggie, Big L, Big Pun, KRS-One, Rakim, everybody, man. Like real rap. I fucking love it. Nas. Have I ever had a bad trip? Actually, the worst fucking trip I ever had was too much edibles. Like way too much. I was fuck, man. It was like, oh, that's a whole crazy story. Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio. Ray Dalio. Well, for Warren Buffett's side, they're both a little bit different. I actually like Charlie Munger on Warren Buffett's side. One second. Questions are rolling in fast. Thoughts on Tangle Tech? So IOTA, I'm actually setting up a meeting with David, the founder of it, to speak about it. So I've read it myself. I have my own questions. I want to go to the source and actually get those answers. So I don't know. I'm going to be at DEF CON next week, so I'm offline for a while. So that interview's not going to happen for another week. So hopefully maybe second week in November, I can set up a interview with David, the founder of it, to really figure out what's happening with that. Listen, I'm not going to give you ICOs to invest in. Don't ask me those questions. I'm not going to bring you any financial information. Can I talk about Blockgeeks? Blockgeeks is simple. We're a SaaS model online. We train all developers and get them jobs. So if you're a JavaScript developer or just a basic developer and you want to learn blockchain, we will train you and we'll get you a job in a blockchain startup. How many different companies work out of our office? We have our venture fund, L4. We have Blockgeeks. We have Cosmos here. We have TrueBit is here. Yeah, we have a bunch. What do I recommend for storing currency? Ledger Nano S. I love the team. I love the tech. It's simple. It's easy. It's streamlined. Anyone can use it. I got no complaints. Do I see any startups in the weed business in Canada that you like? Weed Please is a decent one. My buddy Callan runs that. Have I ever listened to what? Back to religious questions. Favorite privacy coin? Monero. I really love Monero. Zcash is good, but now Ethereum's going to have ZK Snark, so you have both options. What's your thoughts on ENS? I think ENS is fantastic. One of the actual businesses out there that are making a killing and actually having, solving a problem for people. What's my thoughts on divorce rates? Fucking crazy. I'll tell you that much. Do I live in San Francisco? No, I'm in Toronto. What's your top recommended raves? I don't know, man. Like, I haven't been to any new ones. When I've gone, I don't know. Shambhala is a good one in Canada. You got Burning Man. Back in the day when I was actually going to the World Electronic Music Festival, like there's probably a million now. Now, Blockgeeks is, we do have a lot of free training, but if you're looking to actually learn step by step with our blockchain teachers that we have full time here in our office, it's a month-to-month subscription model. What's the purpose of life? These questions are crazy. I'll actually answer that one. There is no purpose of life. Joseph Campbell, he nails it down. There's a potentiality of life. You have the potential to become many different things. It's like a blade of grass. What's the purpose of a blade of grass? If a blade of grass, it gets cut every single week, imagine all of a sudden if it's sentient being, it thinks like, oh, fuck it, I don't want to grow anymore, get cut every single week. It's like this whole idea of you having this one purpose to do one thing, that's not the case. You have potential to do many amazing things in your life. So it's up to you to figure out that potentiality. Opinions on Buddhism, and not a generic statement. Ah, listen, I wouldn't say I'm against religion. I don't like organized religion. I think it controls people and labels everything and puts everything in a box, right? It doesn't make you think for yourself, and it doesn't give you the option of using other tools. But there's a famous Buddhist sermon. Um, the Dalai Lama went in front of all the practicing monks, and he said this to them. He's like, keep up your practice for enlightenment, but do not be attached to your method. And this was really powerful. And he acknowledged the fact that there's many different ways you can achieve enlightenment, whatever that definition is for you, but you cannot be stuck to your own definition or you thinking that this is the right way. So, that was a very impactful moment in my life when I read about that. Do I know how to code? No. I know basic coding, HTML, but I am not a coder. No. Do I meditate? Yes, I do walking and meditation. So I will actually listen to binaural beats and then walk. Do I? Richard Hart? I have no idea who that is. Joseph Campbell, Follow Your Bliss. Yeah. Anything by Joseph Campbell is amazing. How much money do you usually keep on the blockchain for training? I don't even know what that question means. One piece of advice for starting a wee business in Canada. Make sure it's scalable. And don't be in that gray area where all of a sudden the laws can change and your business crumbles. That's not good. Who are those random interns? Those are interns. Exactly it. Time is, oh fuck, it's 11:50 already. How much money do you need to retire? First of all, why do you need to retire? Don't view life that way. All right, guys, I have a meeting exactly at 12. That's in 7 minutes from now. I'm going to take one more question and I'm wrapping it up. What are these questions? Blue pill or yellow pill? Both pills. Combine them together. and go down the rabbit hole. Thoughts on cloud storage? I have no idea. I'll leave that for another topic or another video I'll talk about. But I'm out, guys. I'm out. Literally, the meeting's coming in at 12 o'clock. I will try to do these more often. Jordan Peterson, he's a fucking man. He's from Toronto. I support him fully. God bless that guy. Peace.